Hello, NBA fans. Every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I ask for your help by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thumbs up. Signing a young, elite player could give the Lakers hope of having many years with great players and competing for championships. The Pelicans likely didn't extend Trey Murphy III's contract, and bringing him in to play with Luka Doncic would be a great addition. The Lakers could offer a package deal involving Rui Hachimura, Maxi Kleber, and a first-round pick to try to sign young star Trey Murphy III. Trey Murphy has the potential to become an impact player in the NBA. The Pelicans are refusing to pay the tax, and this could open the door for the Lakers to bring in Trey Murphy III. So, if New Orleans wants to shed long-term development and add significant assets in the draft, moving Murphy is the key to making that happen. That doesn't mean they'll succeed, given his stature as a rising star in the league. The Pelicans currently stand as only two teams in the league to have never paid the luxury tax, sitting alongside the lowly Charlotte Hornets. Fans and analysts have long argued that ownership's refusal to pay the tax has kept New Orleans from ever reaching true contention, with the team often making minor moves to ensure they duck under it. That occurred again at last season's mid-season trade deadline when the Pelicans traded Daniel Tice's minimum contract to the Oklahoma City Thunder along with a second-round pick. At the same time they also traded former All-Star Brandon Ingram to the Toronto Raptors, having been unwilling to give the 27-year-old the 3-year, $120 million contract he ultimately got from his new team. While they did move on from Ingram, the Pelicans did trade for Jordan Poole this offseason, who has an extra year left on his contract as opposed to the outgoing CJ McCollum. They also gave Herb Jones a 3-year, $68 million contract extension that will kick in at the start of the 2027-28 season. Murphy is about to start his 4-year, $112 million extension, meaning the Pelicans will have 4 players making more than $25 million next season. Those 4 players all have multiple years left on their contracts, suggesting there's still some juggling to do going forward if their insistence on staying out of the tax remains. Of the 4 players making $25 million or more, Murphy is the only one with real value right now. Zion Williamson still needs to prove his ability to stay on the floor, DeJounte Murray is coming off a torn Achilles, and Poole was only just acquired and doesn't hold significant value anyway. Lakers have no interest in Jimmy Butler in potential LeBron trade. The Los Angeles Lakers have no interest in Golden State Warriors forwards Jimmy Butler or Jonathan Kuminga in a potential LeBron James trade, sources told Lakers Daily. The Warriors have tried to trade for James on multiple occasions, according to Jake Fisher of the Stein Line. James would have to request a trade from the Lakers to the Warriors to land in Golden State next to Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, since he has a no-trade clause in his contract. James, 40, hasn't requested a trade from the Lakers and doesn't plan to, sources said. The leading scorer in NBA history will make $52.6 million next season in the final year of his contract. Butler will make $54.1 million next season. The Warriors would have to trade him to acquire James to match salaries, but the Lakers have zero interest in acquiring Butler. The same goes for Kuminga, who is a restricted free agent. Golden State and Los Angeles could agree to a sign-and-trade deal involving Kuminga and James, but the Lakers aren't interested in Kuminga, and James, as mentioned above, hasn't requested a trade. A 4-time MVP and 4-time Finals MVP, James has been with the Lakers since 2018. He guided the franchise to the 2020 championship against his former team, the Miami Heat, at the Walt Disney World bubble in 6 games. Los Angeles also reached the conference finals in 2023, losing to the Denver Nuggets in 4 games. All signs point toward James remaining with the Lakers for the entire 2025-26 season. The NBA legend's son, Bronny James, is his teammate, and the purple and gold have Luka Doncic and JJ Redick, 2 people James is close to. James will become an unrestricted free agent next offseason for the first time since 2018. If he doesn't retire from the NBA after the 2025-26 season, James has the option of leaving the Lakers, who lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round of the 2025 playoffs in 5 games. A future Hall of Famer, James is averaging 26.6 points, 7.9 rebounds, 8.1 assists, 1.1 steals and 0.6 blocks with the Lakers. It will be fascinating to see if next season is his last campaign in Los Angeles. What's the best-case scenario for DeAndre Ayton's first Lakers season? Maybe the Los Angeles Lakers' most notable transaction this offseason was signing big man DeAndre Ayton to a 2-year deal after he cleared waivers with the Portland Trail Blazers. The Lakers just so happened to have a massive hole at the center position heading into free agency, and the team found its starting center for the coming season in the former number 1 overall pick. Ayton joins the Lakers with a reputation as a highly talented yet frustratingly inconsistent player. The big man has been a great scorer and rebounder ever since he stepped foot on an NBA court. He's the first player to average double digits in points and rebounds in every one of his first 7 seasons since Dwight Howard. But there are those who believe that he plays without consistent effort and tenacity, and that's held him back from maximizing himself as a basketball player. With his complicated reputation in mind, what's the best-case scenario for Ayton in his maiden season playing for the storied Lakers organization? He averages 20-plus points per game for the first time as a pro. Ayton tied a career low by averaging 14.4 points per game with the Trail Blazers a season ago, but in this best-case scenario, the former University of Arizona star plays a surprisingly large offensive role for the Lakers in the 2025-26 campaign. With the exception of floor general Chris Paul, the big man hasn't suited up with playmakers of LeBron James and Luka Doncic's calibers before joining Los Angeles, and he ends up getting a few easy baskets per game by simply playing off them. Doncic and James take a lot of offensive attention away from Ayton, hence he finds himself taking and making more open shots than ever before. He averages 20-plus points per contest in his maiden season with the team and shoots 60% from the field and 75% at the rim. That would mark a career season for Ayton from a scoring standpoint, as he's never averaged more than 18.2 per contest in an NBA campaign. Ayton is already a proven and capable scorer, but he stakes his claim as one of the top scoring centers in the league in his first season wearing a Laker uniform when accounting for his mix of volume and efficiency. He's a defensive anchor for a top 10 defense in Los Angeles. Ayton is best known for his impact on the offensive side of the ball, and he's far from the most decorated big man in the league on the defensive end. He doesn't have a single all-defensive selection to his name since he joined the NBA. But, earlier in his career, he was the starting center on a Phoenix Suns team that won 51 games in a shortened 2020-21 season and went on to reach the 2021 NBA Finals. Phoenix had the 6th best defensive rating in the league during the regular season, and Ayton consistently contributed in the steals and blocks categories across 69 games played. Plus, in the 2021 NBA playoffs, he had one of the best defensive ratings among all starting centers at 107.8. Playing alongside excellent defenders such as guard Marcus Smart and forward Jared Vanderbilt, Ayton gets back to being the sneaky good defender he was earlier in his career. He serves as the backbone of a Los Angeles defense that finishes the coming season in the top 10 in defensive rating, and criticisms about his perceived lack of effort and focus on that end die down. He matches his own playoff record in the 2025 NBA playoffs. Ayton became the first player in NBA history to average 15-plus points while shooting 60-plus% from the field in the playoffs when he averaged 15.8 points per game on 65.8% accuracy from the floor in the 2021 NBA playoffs. If all goes well, Ayton will check those scoring boxes again in the 2026 NBA playoffs and put together another highly effective and efficient playoff run from a scoring standpoint. Ayton is a dominant offensive player for the Lakers in the playoffs, and because of that, the team manages to make a surprise run to the Western Conference Finals. Los Angeles gives the reigning champion Oklahoma City Thunder a real run for its money in the conference finals with its three-headed dragon of Doncic, James, and Ayton, but the team bows out in 6 games. In light of how well he fared for the Lakers in the 2026 NBA playoffs, the consensus view becomes that the team would be wise to keep Ayton around for the long haul. Ayton and Doncic seem to have great chemistry with one another as well, and the Lakers are in a position to contend in the Western Conference for years to come with them leading the way. Luka Doncic quietly adapts to elevate Lakers, LeBron, Reeves. As Luka Doncic settles into his role as the new face of the Los Angeles Lakers, the superstar guard is working on a subtle but important adjustment that could determine how smoothly he meshes with LeBron James and Austin Reeves. According to Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points, citing sources, Doncic has spent much of the offseason improving his comfort as a catch-and-shoot threat. The shift marks a departure from his usual on-ball, high-usage style and could prove pivotal in unlocking the Lakers' offensive flow. He has also been in touch with coaches. Greg St. Jean is with him for Eurobasket, as an example, consistently this offseason to understand how they envision him impacting the game when LeBron James or Austin Reeves has the ball, Irwin reported. A Western Conference scout told Irwin that Doncic's off-ball development could be a nightmare for defenses. Defenses should be nervous about him every second he's on the court. If they aren't, that's on him, the scout said. He's way too good to just stand in the corner when the ball isn't in his hands. Doncic's catch-and-shoot numbers tell the story. Doncic's catch-and-shoot game is hardly unpolished, but the numbers reveal a path forward. Last season, he converted 36.9% of his catch-and-shoot three-pointers, slightly better than the 36% he managed on his trademark pull-up attempts, according to NBA shot tracking data. But volume told the bigger story. Pull-ups made up 58% of his shot diet, while catch-and-shoots accounted for just 12.7%. The disparity was largely a result of Doncic's ball-dominant role in Dallas, where he orchestrated nearly every possession. Now in Los Angeles, he has to share responsibilities with James, one of the league's premier facilitators, and Reeves, who thrives with the ball in his hands. That balance has become a priority for first-year head coach J.J. Redick. In March, Redick met with the trio to discuss offensive chemistry and warned against a predictable your-turn-my-turn system. We challenged all three of them when we get to their three-man actions to play with a little more force and a little more thrust and a little more creativity, Redick told reporters at the time. Without getting into the X's and O's, if we put you in an environment, don't do the same thing every time. Make everything live, exhaust every option. LeBron, Reeves, Doncic working on chemistry. For James, who turns 41 this season, lessening his ball-handling burden is a necessity. Reeves, meanwhile, has emerged as a secondary creator, capable of running pick-and-rolls and keeping defenses honest. Doncic learning to thrive without monopolizing possessions could elevate all three. Lakers assistant coach Greg St. Jean, who also works with Slovenia's national team, said training camp will be crucial for building that chemistry. The idea of Luka having an opportunity to play in training camp with us is going to be critical, and getting this team to build their chemistry and work together, St. Jean told Basket News. LeBron and Luka being able to spend more time together, we think, will be really positive for both of them and obviously our team. Reeves said in March that the Lakers stars already trust one another to create the best outcome. Bron and Luka are so good. They make my life easy, Reeves said. Unselfish players who like to play the game the right way, unbelievable passers. So you just try to get the best outcome in every single possession. If we do that, locked into doing that, I feel like we can get a good shot every possession. So just having that creativity in whatever we're running and just trusting it and trusting the pass is a big thing. Why Doncic's softball game could unlock Lakers. The Lakers invested heavily in Doncic to be more than a volume scorer. His ability to punish defenses both with and without the ball could make the difference between another playoff push and a deeper run toward an NBA Finals appearance. For now, the focus is on reps without the ball, reps in rhythm alongside James and Reeves, and reps that make opponents guard him every second of the game. If Doncic can master that balance, the Lakers may have found the key to making their star trio thrive. NBA Insider predicts Lakers will trade LeBron James for younger All-Star by end of season. The Los Angeles Lakers have enjoyed having LeBron James on their roster for the last 7 seasons. He helped them win the championship back in 2020 in the Orlando bubble. James has been one of the best players in the NBA every year he's been in LA, and next year likely won't be any different. He just made the All-NBA second team last season. Rumors have been swirling around James all offseason that he might ask for a trade. One insider believes that the Lakers will eventually move him at some point this season. Insider believes the Los Angeles Lakers will trade LeBron James. Tom Haberstroh of Yahoo Sports predicts that the Lakers will trade James before the season ends, ending his Lakers career. He believes it will happen at some point before the trade deadline. LeBron waives his no-trade clause and okays a trade to the Cavs. He's coming home, again. It won't be easy, but if the Cavs get off to a slow start, Darius Garland's contract could be large enough to grease the wheels in a 3- or 4-team trade. Haberstroh's bold prediction is something that fans of both teams have been floating around, although Lakers fans would prefer it if James stayed in Los Angeles. The Lakers would need James to lift his no-trade clause if any movement were to occur this season. The Cavs would also be giving up on a team that could contend for a championship. The Lakers will likely keep LeBron James this season. It's highly unlikely that the first big move that new owner Mark Walter wants to do is trade one of the greatest players in the history of the NBA. That would be on his resume forever. James has never been traded in his career, something that he is proud of. He is very sensitive about his legacy, and never asking for a trade helps him with that legacy. He likely waits until the end of the year to switch teams, if he does at all. This past season, James averaged 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game. He shot 51.3% from the field and 37.6% from beyond the three-point arc.